people out here standing against the Zionist and U.S. war machines. It is so important for us to continue showing up and mobilizing against the imperial colonial acts of aggression against communities here and far.
The Florida Palestine Network organized this protest.
Money for a war, but can't feed the poor.
We're also seeing protests erupt in other major U.S. cities, including Boston. Here in Central Florida, the Iranian-American community is also reacting to the stunning news of the Ayatollah's death and strikes on Iran. WESH News' David Jones is joining us in studio tonight. And David, you spoke with the president of the Iranian-American Community Center here.
Luana, I did. He says he's still trying to process this news. He says this is one of the biggest moments in the history of Iran. He says here in Central Florida, the Iranian-American population is small but close-knit, and he says everyone he's spoken with is elated. Iranian-American protests have happened here in Central Florida as recently as just a couple of weeks ago, like in downtown Orlando, people showing up with Iranian flags to speak out against the regime just 2 weeks before today's news of the killing of the Ayatollah and strikes on Iran. Locally, Iranian Americans tell me they're hopeful, very hopeful, that these actions will lead to meaningful change in Iran. Farmars Sadri is president of the Iranian American Community Center. He says he's been in touch with many members of the community who say they're cautiously optimistic, but he stressed just how major this is.
A lot of our community have friends and family still there, so some have individuals that have been killed. So it's a mixed feeling, but I think we're at the cusp of a new chapter in Iran's history.
And Sadri says his prayers are with Americans around the world and his brothers and sisters in Iran for the civilian population of the country. We'll have a lot more reaction and analysis from the local Iranian American community on WESH 2 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Luana?
All right, thank you, David. Meanwhile, Democratic Congressman Maxwell Frost issuing a statement that read in part, quote, Congress must reconvene immediately to vote on a war powers resolution to stop Trump's illegal and dangerous war. We know what comes next: instability, innocent death, our troops risking their lives, and chaos. These regime change wars do not work. Meanwhile, Republican Congressman Corey Mills saying in part, quote, Operation Epic Fury was a direct, deliberate action ordered by President Trump to protect American interests and send an unmistakable message to one of the world's most dangerous regimes. The United States will not be threatened. President Trump is in Mar-a-Lago tonight during the fallout of the strike on Iran. Our team coverage continues with Jade Jarvis at our South Florida sister station with ramped up security at the president's estate.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw tells me that his office is up to speed with everything currently happening. They are in contact with the FBI both in Miami and here locally, and they have extra resources in place if needed. Bradshaw says he can't tell us everything, of course, but he says right now there's no actionable intelligence that suggests anything is going to happen. That's coming from both the Secret Service and another intelligence gathering source. However, at the first sign of something developing, he says those additional resources are ready to go. He also says, though more eyes are on Mar-a-Lago because of today's strikes and last week's intruder and shooting, their security measures are operating as they should.
That first layer, the outer layer, will be detected very, very quick, and then we'll respond along with the Secret Service and figure out who's there and why and take them into custody. So it works very well. The system is set up very good, and we're confident that it's safe and secure over there.
And at the end of our conversation, the sheriff did reiterate that both his deputies and the Secret Service are working together seamlessly to protect the president always, but especially during this time of heightened tensions. Reporting near Mar-a-Lago, I'm Jade Jarvis. Back to you.
Meanwhile, the State Department is advising U.S. citizens to be careful when traveling abroad, especially in the Middle East. Americans in Iran, Israel, Jordan, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, and Kuwait are urged to shelter in place right now. American Airlines and United Airlines have delayed and canceled flights to the Middle East. Some international flights have been rerouted to avoid the area.